How you going, people? Well, I had some mixed reviews on this dog bite incident, and I was kind of actually surprised that a lot of people were trying to justify this. Uh, So-called cops out there who were saying, "Oh, he was authorized. It was a felon. You didn't know the rest of the story. You can't just show that. You're just a cop hater." Look, there are cops out there that no matter what a cop does, they're going to find a way to rationalize it. Now, it's easy to play the company line and say, oh, this guy was a fleeing felon, therefore the dog was authorized, so they used it. Well, but that's just not the law. The law says officers will use minimum force necessary to effect arrests. It doesn't, I mean, some people are like, well, he choked his girlfriend. He tried to kill her, so it doesn't matter. I don't care if the dog did bite him. That's not the point. The point that people miss, this is what government and media want you to believe. The issue is government has to follow the rules. They do not get to pick and choose because they think a bad guy, and because you happen to agree with it, then they're allowed to do something. Because then when they do it to someone else, they've already done it before and it's been allowed, and then you can't control them. You can't turn a time back. They have to comply with the law. The law says minimum force necessary. This video was absolutely not minimum force necessary to effect this arrest. And everybody wants to know, well, you didn't say what happened before. You're just trying to make the cops. I don't get. Look, I found a couple other videos. Let's see what happened before, see if it changes my mind. So here's the news article. Sioux Falls police defend use of canine in aggravated assault arrest. Okay, let's see how the government defends government use of power. Gee, this ought to be shocking, the results of this. Okay, so defended the use of the K-Man for choking his wife. Canine did what he was supposed to do. Spokesman said the guy was given many instructions to lay down and he didn't. Okay, we'll go back and look at the video and see if that's true. 27 charged with aggravated domestic assault violence, interfere with communication, a witness captured, dog bite, kicks him back down before he was bitten. The dog's name was Spike. What does that have to do with him using force? Pretty much nothing. This article is junk. This is the only article I could find. Friday afternoon, arrest a man, aggravated assault. Video was taken. Local hospital with stitches. Normally you don't stitch dog bites. They're puncture wounds. Every dog bite I've ever had, if they stitched it, it got infected. I had to rip the stitches out and pack it. But I digress. The video shared on Facebook, blah, blah. The officer did not know if the guy had any weapons. So, I can't use a canine on everybody that I don't know if they have weapons. That could be any citizen anywhere. I don't know if you have a weapon. I'll just send my dog and bite you. I'll just kick you in the head and bite you. That's crazy. He didn't know if there were any weapons in the window. It was pretty obvious that he wasn't going to listen. It wasn't obvious at all that he wasn't going to listen. I thought it was obvious he was listening. Granted, he did run before. A lot of crooks run from cops. Doesn't mean we should be able to beat the shit out of them once we catch them. As for the kick, Clemens says, because the suspect tried to climb back down the window, well, they wanted to keep him away. Are you kidding me? There's no way that guy tried to climb back down the window. Let's take a look at that. Let's see if the guy tries to climb back down the window well. Yeah, he was trying to climb back down. Wow. Everybody see that? Look at him trying to climb back down. See him trying to climb down and bend down? Yeah, that's what the government said. That's all you cop protectors. Yeah, he really looked like he's leaning over trying to climb out. Yeah, he really tried to climb back down. Are you kidding me? Let's see what else they say. It's easy for people to second guess the fact. It is easy when you have video evidence that shows that you're pretty much freaking lying, trying to protect government abuse of power. Let's see, was arguing before she lost consciousness. Oh, let's talk about the poor victim. Lost consciousness, was choked 3 times by her boyfriend. Yeah, I'm sure she didn't do anything. I'm sure she was making him dinner and being a perfect, kind citizen, and for some reason the mean guy just decided to choke her. I'm not justifying him choking her. I'm telling you there's 2 sides of the story, and every time I turn around, no matter what happens, if you say somebody did something to a girl, suddenly it's open season and you can beat the hell out of the guy. That's just not the way the law works. I know the feminist left-wing women out there just love to think that the government will protect them, and as long as government beats up everybody that does something to women, then all women in the world will somehow feel safe. Well, guess what? They're going to beat up your son or your husband someday or your father because he's a man and somebody accused him of something. So you better be careful what you wish for. Let's see. Demonstrated the handler assaulted. Let's see. When is canine used? When canine capabilities allowed? When chasing felony suspects. Okay, the guy was a fleeing felon, but he wasn't fleeing at the time. You had multiple officers. You had backup. There was nowhere for him to go. You were close enough that if he did run, then you could use the dog. And you didn't try to give the guy a chance to get out of the damn thing before you decided to kick him and let the dog chew on his back. This is absolutely egregious use of force that was not justified. And the number of people on my site that came here and tried to rationalize this because, well, he choked his girlfriend, so he deserved it. It doesn't matter if he deserves it. There's plenty of crooks that deserve to get their ass beat. That is not the job of government law enforcement out there enforcing the law. If they can beat anybody's ass they think deserves it, guess what? You're next, you freaking idiots. I can't believe the number of people defending this shit. Let's see. Clement did not know his dog apprehended suspect, said it was rare. Most of the time, especially canine barking, people realize. Doesn't matter what people realize. If a dog's barking, you either can use force or you can't. So here's another video that other people were saying that I cut it short. So here's a video that shows more that everybody says, oh, you just cut it short to make him look bad. Guy standing here, facing the cops, hands out, no gun, no fear of weapon. Oh, by the way, I forgot to put out, there was no mention of a weapon on this call. He did not use a weapon. He choked her. So now they're claiming, oh, we're scared because he didn't have a weapon. We didn't know if he didn't have a weapon. Well, you know what? I know cops have a weapon, and that makes me scared. Doesn't mean I can go around and beat the shit out of them, although I wish it did. Let's watch. Here's the part that everybody said that I cut out. I didn't even know this video. Somebody sent me this other video that was longer. The one I had, I showed the full video, but people don't want to see that. They just want to, rationalize their position. Let's see this big resistive guy. I don't care that he choked a woman. I don't care if he kicked a dog. I don't care if he stole money from the IRS or if he spit on a cop. I don't care. What I care about is his actions and government's actions, and that's what should be important.
Get out, you're gonna get bit.
Get out. It looks to me like the guy's compliant. He's trying to get out. Rick, he's trying to run. He could be practicing his karate kicks and he's just going to kick the cop. That was a practice. You're a freaking idiot.
Just get out! Get off right now! Get out!
Hands in plain view. No reaching, no furtive movement. Tried to lift his leg up once, didn't. Now they have another officer, multiple officers, one suspect. No mention of weapons. With a dog. People are justifying this. It's crazy. Oh, geez. He voluntarily gets out and complies with the officer's request. Get out of there. And he gets out. Rick, you didn't see before he ran. And I don't care if he ran before. You freaking idiots are out here trying to justify this. You're just full of shit. It doesn't matter what he did before. It matters what he does now when he's being placed under arrest. And law enforcement are supposed to follow the rules. Yeah, this is very threatening. Anytime a guy falls his hand like this and voluntarily gets out of hole, I feel threatened. He's scary. Ooh, that's a scary guy. He's got long sleeves on, Rick. He could have knives under there. Ooh, he's scary. He's got no shoes on. Where's he going to run in the gravel? Whatever. He's so scared, he doesn't have his gun out. He's not ordering the guy to the prone. He's walking up nonchalantly like he just left a donut shop after a full feast on donuts. This guy is not, I'm just amazed at how people are like, oh, he's scary, he could have a weapon, the officers were fear. This guy really looks like he's in fear right now. Wow, man, look at that sense of urgency, that speed. And here comes the kick. Really? Was that necessary? I cannot believe people are justifying that. This guy does nothing to provoke this response. Nothing whatsoever. Actually, I think he holds his hands up. Holds his hands up when he gets kicked. There's people justifying this. Oh yeah, Rick, you don't know. He choked his girlfriend. He deserved it. So it doesn't matter. Cops should be able to just beat the shit. He's not even convicted of a crime yet. He's only accused of a crime. And people are saying it's okay to beat the shit out of him. Well, hell, once he gets convicted, there's a bunch of ex-felons out there. Why don't we just allow cops to run around and beat the shit out of them because they've been convicted? Oh, they did bad stuff before, so cops should be able to just to beat the shit out of them. What the hell are people? I thought I had better educated people here. I can't believe the number of people that are okay with this. Guy again, trying to climb out, not trying to run, not trying to kick, not spinning, not showing any aggressive actions at all. This is absolutely unjustified, and people are justifying it. I'm just, man, I know sometimes I don't agree, but I can't believe people are not seeing this one. Oh, they said they had to use the dog also because they were afraid that he would jump back down or fall in the well too. Really? That's why you're doing it? And you couldn't take your dog, look at this guy, proned out, arms out, not resisting, not kicking, not trying to run, while he's getting bit. People are like, oh, he deserved it. Ricky choked his girlfriend. Doesn't matter. Hell, the cop ought to just pull his gun out and shoot him in the head. What the hell? He choked his girlfriend. That should be justified. I just can't believe it.
Good boy. Good boy. Hands on your back.
Hands behind your back when a dog's chewing on your back and you can't get your arm past the dog. What, you want the guy in the middle of the pain and this arm's being tweaked and he's not resisting and a dog's chewing on his back. Somehow you think it's reasonable for him to put his hand back in the dog's mouth so he can get his arm chewed there too? Are you freaking kidding me?
Good boy. Stay still. Hands up. Oh!
This canine could have easily put his hands on his dog's muzzle and took him off that bite. This guy is pulling and tugging and enjoying the bite. Hell, he's even got his dog trapped. He's on top of him, so his dog can't even get up if he wants to.
Good boy. That's a good boy.
Keep your hand there. The dog will bite you again.
Unbelievable. What's even more unbelievable is the people here defending this. So let's see how the media played this out to support government. Promote government, not hold government in check, to support government. Let's see how they play this out.
A canine officer in Sioux Falls, and some say it might have been excessive force.
Some? The only people not saying excessive force are freaking blind.
But Sergeant Michael Olson with the Sioux Falls Police Department says the video is just a small part of the story. An initial call came in this afternoon when...
Oh, well, that just justifies everything. It's a small part of the story. Totality of circumstances. I've said it before. I get it. The guy's a fleeing felon. The dog is authorized if he's fleeing. The law is officers use minimum force necessary to effect an arrest. It does not say cops have to use minimum force necessary unless the guy's a real bad guy. Unless the guy choked his girlfriend. Unless the cops don't like him. It doesn't say that. It says law enforcement will use minimum force necessary to effect the arrest.
When a woman said her boyfriend strangled her, officers responded to the call west of Ellis Road in 26th Street. It ended near a home on Purdue Avenue, though. Sergeant Olson says Dylan...
So here's what really happened. This guy ran, and the canine missed him. The canine loses him here, and the cop is pissed. So when the cop finds him again, he's going to let his dog get a bite because he outran the dog. Now, I can't prove this. And it's not what you know, it's what you can prove. But I can guarantee you, I was a canine handler for many years, and I was a cop for many years. I'm telling you, this cop is like, that piece of shit lost my dog and frustrated him, man. I had to let my dog get a bite because if he didn't, he would think, every time he chased, he wasn't going to get a bite. So, that guy pissed me off, and he got away from my dog, but I showed him That was the conversation, I guarantee you.
Heights initially ran from officers. He was confronted at least twice, but led them on a 15 to 20-minute foot chase.
Get on, you're gonna get bit.
Olson says at this point, when the video starts, Eitz was given several opportunities to surrender, and they don't know what his intentions are.
Really? Let me tell you what his intentions aren't. He's not trying to run. He's not reaching for a weapon. He's not flipping them off or spitting them. He's not picking up rocks and throwing at them. That'll be the next thing. Well, he had access to rocks and they were weapons. And if he picked one up, he coulda, woulda, shoulda, if and but and coconuts, and I was scared of my life. It's just outrageous that people justify. Watch how the media cuts out the part that doesn't fit their agenda.
They haven't had the chance to pat him down or check if he's armed.
Oh, gee, I wonder where they got that from. I'm sure the police didn't provide that statement. We haven't had the chance to check him to see if he's armed. Well, there's no mention of weapons, and he was running barefooted, and he was only told to be reporting, and you've got the girlfriend back at the house. Did she say he had a gun? No. Doesn't matter. We just didn't know, Rick.
Since the suspect was sitting in a well that's about 4 feet deep, using the canine prevented the suspect from getting back into the well.
Are you kidding me? So now they use the canine to prevent him from getting back in there. We have our dog jump 6-foot fences. I'd have sent my dog down this well in a second. That ain't a problem. Again, somebody who didn't know what they were talking about fed this news company a line of BS, and they just repeated it.
From getting back into the well and pulling officers with him. Olson says the officer's job is to keep everyone safe, and in this situation,
their job is not to keep this guy safe. They ain't keeping everyone safe because this guy ain't safe.
They used the tools they had to keep.
Notice how they block out the good boy, You notice how that's suddenly missed in this little video? Let's go back here. Because in the original video, he says good boy, but somehow the media just...
They had to keep themselves, the suspect, and the public safe.
Oh, good job. Keep them safe.
Dylan Eitz was eventually arrested for aggravated assault, which is a felony.
Oh, man. So he was arrested for a felony that used the dog. All's good. Everybody go back to sleep. Trust your local police. Please vote for more government and raises and more retirement and benefits for police, because we need more police to keep you safe, especially if people are out there choking women. We really need more police just to beat up everybody. Unfreaking believable, people. Minimum force necessary. They have numbers. They have a lot of people. There's no sign of weapons. The guy's barefooted. He didn't show any aggression. I don't know how many times I got to say it, and freaking people, oh, Rick, you're just picking on the cops because you don't like them, and it's not fair. And I didn't even mention the guy bald head here. He's probably twisting his finger. He's got him in a pinky lock. Nobody even sees, making the guy scream. He's probably sticking his finger in the dog bite holes. Hey, how does that feel? Rick, you can't say that just because he's... Oh, shut up, you freaking big dummies. We'll end that there. I can't believe the people defending this shit.